Disclaimer: this video is made for educational and documentary purposes only. We do not intend to cause any violence or hurt anyone through this video. Rather, we have tried to delve deeper into an unsolved mystery and find the truth. So please use your own judgment while watching the video, and viewers with sensitive hearts can avoid it. Well, think about it. Why would 5 healthy, strong people who were very happy with their lives suddenly do something that has no logical explanation? Why would a person freeze to death in the bone-chilling cold when he had enough food and warmth at hand to save his life? Imagine you are very hungry. Rows of tins of food are arranged in front of you, but you collapse in the lap of death without eating. Is this possible? Can human psychology be so complex? Or was there some other supernatural or terrible human hand behind this, which we have not yet known? That night in 1978 was like any other ordinary night. But something happened that night that still keeps investigators awake at night. This incident is so strange that it is also called the American Dyatlov Pass, because, like the incident in Russia, there is no match for logic and evidence. In today's video, we will enter the dark forest where 5 fresh souls disappeared, and we will try to find the answers that have been buried underground for the past few decades. This story is not an ordinary missing person story. It is a puzzle whose every piece gives rise to a new question. Let's go back to that night of February 24th, 1978, where joy turned to horror in an instant. At the center of the incident were 5 close friends, whose names were Ted Weiher, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Jack Huett, and Gary Mathias, and these 5 were affectionately called the Boys by the locals. They were from Yuba City and Maryville, California, and each had mild intellectual disabilities or mental health issues, but they lived normal lives and were incredibly loyal to each other. Gary Mathias was the most intelligent of them all, but he had schizophrenia and had to take medication regularly, which was a very important turning point in the story. That day was a very happy one for them because their favorite basketball team, UC Davis, had won a big game. They all went to watch the game together, and their plan was to go straight home after the game because the next day they were going to play in a tournament of their own, which they were eagerly waiting for. After the game, they were all in a great mood. They bought some snacks and drinks from a local store, which they found in their car. Everything was fine. They got in the car, but what happened next cannot be explained by any logic. They were supposed to be heading south, but they drove east, straight into the remote Sierra Nevada mountains, where they had no reason to go. Was it just a mistake, or was someone forcing them to go that way? The night was getting late, and their family members became worried when they didn't return home, because the boys were never late or went anywhere without telling anyone. The police were notified, and a massive search was launched, but the vast forest and snow made it impossible to find anything. A few days later, on February 28th, police found their car, a turquoise and white Mercury Montego, on a deserted mountain road. The car was stuck in the snow, but the police checked and found that it was easy to get out of it. Even more strangely, inside the car were the food, drinks, and game program sheets they had bought, but the car keys were missing. There was no sign of a struggle inside the car. There was plenty of gas in the tank, and the car was fully operational, so why did they abandon the car and walk into the woods in the freezing cold? Investigators were surprised to see the car windows open, even though it was snowing outside. This was about 50 miles from their home, and 4,000 feet above sea level, where temperatures can drop well below freezing on a winter night. Were they scared of something, or were they chasing something? A witness, Joseph Shaughnessy, was stranded in his car on the road that night and claims to have heard strange lights and human voices. He said he shouted for help, but the lights and voices disappeared without responding to his calls, as if they had spotted him and hid. Shaughnessy also said he also saw a pickup truck that stopped there for a while, but whose truck it was remains a mystery to this day. Police and rescue teams searched for days, but the snow covered the area and no trace of the bodies was found. And so winter passed and spring arrived. In June, as the snow began to melt, a group of bikers found a Forest Service trailer deep in the woods, about 19 miles from where the car was found. The trailer was originally intended for use by Forest Department workers, and what was found inside was a sight to behold. The blood ran cold. Inside the trailer, on a bed, was found the body of Ted Weiher, who had frozen to death and starved to death. But the biggest mystery was that the trailer itself contained a large amount of canned food, which could easily have kept these 5 people alive for a year. Why didn't Ted touch the food, or why didn't he turn on the trailer's heating system, even though it was stocked with propane gas and matches? Ted's shoes were not found, but his friend Gary Mathias' shoes were there, suggesting that Gary might have worn Ted's shoes and gone somewhere. The investigation revealed that Ted had been living in the trailer for about 8 to 13 weeks before his death, and that he had endured unbearable suffering for this long time while he had the means to survive. After further searches outside and around the trailer, the remains of the others were found one by one, which was very heartbreaking. The remains of Jack Madruga and Dill Sterling were found halfway down the road to the trailer, looking as if they had never made it to the trailer and had died of exhaustion. Jack Huett was only found with some bones and his clothes, torn by wild animals, and his father identified him by the clothes. But Gary Mathias? He has not been found to this day, no sign of him, no bones or clothes. Did Gary survive, or did he lead the others to their deaths, perhaps hallucinating due to his mental state? Investigators believe that Gary, who had been in the military and knew something about the mountainous terrain, may have been the one leading them. But the questions remain. Why didn't they build a fire? Why didn't they eat? And why did they leave their car and walk 19 miles through the snow to the trailer? Psychologists believe they may have been terrified by an unknown fear called collective hysteria, which caused them to lose their ability to think rationally. They may have thought they were being chased, and that fear led them to try to escape from the car. But was that someone real, or was it all just a figment of their imagination? A window inside the trailer was broken, and they may have thought someone was outside, so they didn't try to open the food or light the fire to avoid making a sound. Ted Weiher's beard had grown too long, suggesting he had been there for a long time, and he may have been there alone while the others went out for help and never returned. The case still reminds us of how mysterious the human mind can be and what fear can do to people. The Yuba County Five is not just a tragedy. It is a psychological puzzle that still whispers to the wind on those mountain roads, waiting to be solved. Is Gary Mathias still alive somewhere, under a new identity? Or is he also sleeping in a deep cave in that mountain? We may never know the answer to this question, but their story reminds us that there is a dark world outside the bright city where logic does not work. Before ending the video, I would like to leave you with a question. Do you think they were really running away from something? Or was it all their mental confusion? Don't forget to share your opinion by commenting, because every opinion of yours can help unravel this mystery. Thank you for staying with us, and subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can see the next mysterious video first.